All right. We're back. Need an intro. Welcome to our episode. We're going to try to do a format of life update and maybe one or two questions that we have that we're wrestling through as we are in pursuit of our goals. But first thing I need to do is take away the Spurs advertisement here.
Whoa, Europa League. We have one European trophy. Arsenal has
zero. Oh, the pain, the hurt of that.
But Ange is also gone, so I'm confused. But I kind of understand.
All right. So, life update. You want to share your life update?
Life update. I need to pull the calendar because even as I was thinking back, it's only been a month, and I realize my brain struggles to remember even one day before. So, obviously went to London.
Yeah.
Got to see uni friends. Got to see Spurs lose to Crystal Palace, but we got to play at Spurs, which is cool. We got to lift the trophy before Spurs did. And then, I woke up that 3 a.m. to watch the most
Europa League
criticized Europa League final ever.
He tripped and fell and hit the ball. That hit the post.
And I can't believe they gave the goal to Johnson, but don't care.
Take it. Wins a win. Wins a win.
First trophy in 17 years. Saw Cirque du Soleil. Did you guys see him?
No, not yet.
Really good show. I think they're here for a month, so if you catch him.
Yeah.
I think even if Isaiah goes, it's pretty. I'd say it's pretty kid friendly as well.
I think Jay didn't want him to see it just because she thought he would be inspired to do more crazy things.
Oh, that's true.
Just like,
he probably would.
He already does crazy.
Yeah.
Do we want to inspire him to do more crazy?
Well, controlled
crazy.
That's for gymnastics class.
Yeah.
Martial arts, all the flipping, controlled crazy. We went to see Rihanna's gig. That was cool at Lost Stars. Celebrated Alethea's 100 days.
Oh yeah, her 100 days. That was this month.
Yeah, it was fast. And then, tried to stay up to watch the Roland Garros final between Alcaraz and Sinner.
Oh, tennis.
Yeah, I'm coming up to about 1 year since I started playing tennis, and now I'm also entering the world of watching tennis.
Yeah.
So I didn't have like a favorite player yet.
Yeah.
But I think just after watching this final, like I think this is like the next generation of unbelievable, just like not just great tennis players, but their character, like the way that they carried themselves when Alcaraz won and Sinner lost, even though it looked like Sinner was going to destroy him. Like, talk about like using sport as an analogy for perseverance and coming back. Yeah. This final, just even watching the highlights and their post-match conference was like amazing. Just the way they carried themselves and honored the other. Like I just thought it was super cool. Lucky Mile season officially finished. We finished fourth. I didn't know we get medals for fourth, which is nice. Really? So it's like our first piece of silverware as coach, which is nice.
And also, now your third season?
Second season.
Yeah. There you go. You always win something.
Always win.
You're second.
We got to win a trophy though, not like fourth place medals.
It's still.
I feel like those are the main things.
Yeah.
And then in between, obviously catching up with Care Group and some fun stuff. Family time. We finally got to catch up as a whole family on Monday, which was good.
Okay. Nice.
How about you? What's been happening?
Let me see. Main life updates. Number one, daughter's 100 days. So she's been alive for 100+ days now.
Success.
Success. So we had a party to celebrate that. That went really well. Really happy for family and friends to be there.
Yeah.
And then the next life update with that would be I started a class on leadership that I'm really enjoying, that I feel I'm getting the most out of it. I think when I first started in leadership, I was more learning about it. I wasn't in a position of leadership.
Right.
And so now I'm in a position of leadership. So I feel like everything I'm able to take, I'm able to apply directly.
Yeah.
And so the lessons are stick a bit more, I feel. And I feel that I'm using it daily in my life. And so it's been a huge improvement just even in my personal life as well. And so I'm excited to see where that goes and where that takes me.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think that's been it in terms of life. I have my family coming next month.
Nice.
So next month will be extremely busy for the next 3 months of just, I have to be at 100% energy. Because Zai is going on summer vacation as well. So, so that's going to be...
what, by himself? What does that mean?
Well, he's on summer holiday. He's on summer.
I'm trying to picture his eye.
No, he's on summer holiday. So spend a lot of time with him as well. So it's gonna change my schedule. Once again as well. So we've been having our goals. Should we update the people what our goals are?
Yeah. So for anyone who is watching for the first time, Sam and I committed to one goal that we're pursuing each. Mine is more creative video kind of goal. The fact that you're watching means that we're still on track to complete the goal. So that's to do 12 episodes of this. I guess now we'll just embrace it and call it the KYODAI podcast.
It might not be a podcast next year. Next year might be something else.
Yeah.
Because we go also with your projects as well.
The KYODAI Wave Pool. And the KYODAI Football Club.
all the projects. We don't know what we are yet.
This is why this was created, because we just struggled with way too many ideas.
No, but we have to.
This is our focus. And then for Sam,
is my half marathon, and so is to run 21K from East Hong Kong to West Hong Kong. But I realize I may have to change it depending on the weather.
Oh, how come?
Because I want to see. I actually need to do a run through. To see where the wind is blowing, the direction of the wind, because I don't want to be running against the wind. I think that was one of the lessons I realized as I've been running. Is just the wind factor and how more difficult that makes the running. And so if I could run with the wind.
Also, not running during the typhoon probably helps.
Not running during typhoon, not running midday when it's crazy hot, but the humidity's here. I wish I would have done it a lot earlier so I could avoid the humidity. So I'm gonna have to either run it. So I realized it might have to be an early run or a late run. But I want to run it because we are running it almost in the street. So it has to be when there's not many cars going as well. But I've been good. The goal's going good. I'm at 16K now.
Nice.
And my legs feel good. And so I'm learning about my hydration as well. Not to eat spicy food. On the day
before the run.
Maybe 1 or 2 days before a run. Not to have spicy food, because then I'm feeling it when I'm running as well. So so that's how my goal's going. I think it's been up and down so far. And so do you want to share for you what lessons you've learned so far?
So let's start with the negatives. Is trying to figure out on the list of how important it is to complete this goal, because I think, like I said, if I have so many ideas that then start coming in as either a distraction or a temptation to kind of shift my focus, very easily to commit to the process of finishing filming and then finishing off all my work and then kind of deprioritizing the editing of these videos. It just suddenly feels kind of like all the excuses want to start creeping in as to this isn't that important. You know, you guys are just recording this for yourselves anyway. No one really cares. But I think in the process, it's like having that conversation with myself. You start to also see the positives, which is this is how momentum gets built.
Yeah.
Like these are the little things that you've committed to. Following through on that commitment is evidence, at least for myself, that when you start something, you finish it.
Yeah.
Even if it's not necessarily perfect in the way that maybe initially you imagine some of these conversations or even videos to go. But also the surprise joys for me have been like the moments watching back in the edit, forgetting some of the conversations that we've had, and then just like finding little moments that I find hilarious just for myself.
But I think you talking about that, I was like, I was kind of got excited about like, if we get this done, it's gonna have, it's a celebratory moment. Of like, we decided to do something. We pushed through, persevered, and got it done.
And I'm sure it also I feel compared to the first day that we tried to film this, and we're like, like, well, technically, if you don't include the time that we filmed at my place, and then had like a little bit of a different setup. I think that's cool. In terms of maybe production, because I had like the lights and camera and all that. But I feel this is a lot more fitting to our schedules. In terms of just being able to have minimal setup, no excuses, sit and have a conversation, and then I think the additional joy of just getting to hang out.
And I think now, like, if you look at it, we're in June. We're halfway there. Like we got 6 months done. And so we've made it through the initial hard part of getting started, which is I think the hard part sometimes in any goal is getting started. And then we're now at, I would say, maybe phase 2 of where the difficulty hits in. Which is halfway. Because it's almost like it was so far away. 6 months is so far away that you could still quit and be like, it's so far away. But it's also like, man, I don't want to waste 6 months of what we've done already as well. So that's the phase 2 of what sometimes where you get caught in the tension of, I've done so much that I'm almost there, but I'm still far. But I've done so much work. Why would I quit now? And let that go to waste. For sure. As well.
I think especially in terms of if you're gonna use training as an analogy. So it takes so long to get fit. It's so quick to lose everything that you worked for if you stop. For like 2 weeks.
Because I was thinking about that as to when I hit 16K for the first time, I was like, what if I just quit now? Like, it'd be such a waste of the last, almost 4 to 6 months of building up to 16K. It would be such a waste. When I'm like, I'm literally just 5K away of where I feel comfortable to run a half marathon and be alive and not injured after it. And so it'd be such a waste to
stop now.
To stop now. In that process.
What about you? In terms of the lessons so far, negatives, positives?
I think the negative would be there's been so many distractions or obstacles along the way that the plan that I had written out had to be readjusted. So I think that frustrated me that I had my plan, here's my goal, here's my schedule of like every other day I would cross out the day I trained today, I ran this much. And then I hit a spot where like 3 weeks because of travel, I couldn't do it to my level that I wanted to do it. And then I came back and because I think when I stopped I was at 14K. And then when I came back, just hitting 10K was hard again. And that became frustrated as well, because I was like, all the work that I had put had kind of almost gone back.
Felt like wasted effort.
It felt like wasted effort. And so I think it was a bit hard to then get back into this place of the 14, 16K. And so I think the negative was just fighting through once again, which I think then became part of a positive as well, because I've kind of enjoyed the process as well of what I'm learning about myself in the process of like, oh wow, I went from 14K, went back to 10K, and now I'm at 16K as well. So it's kind of like that's been an enjoyment as well, being able to wrestle through that and get to that place once again.
Yeah. Kind of also that's kind of what progression looks like though.
Yeah.
We expect progression to be like this straight upward graph, but you push and then you're gonna have a little dip, and then you push and you have a little dip,
and I think we should just embrace that. Like that was for us, right? June, or was it?
Slight dip.
Was it May? May was that dip.
Yeah. It wasn't. I wouldn't go that far down. It was like a small dip.
It was a dip, and then we were back meeting in June and recording for June, and then we're back again. But a dip happens.
Yeah.
And if you can't embrace that a dip will happen, then how do you bounce back up?
It's funny. Like, I think there's a book called The Dip by a guy called Seth Godin. He's like known in like the marketing world.
Yeah.
I haven't read it, but it's a concept that I just, when you said the dip, it just made me think of like, oh, I've seen that somewhere. Is that a book? And then,
so for you, what helps you bounce back after a dip?
Prayer. Helps you bounce back in the context of the project or generally? Like
maybe both, or if you have one for the other.
I mean, I think it's just creating evidence that you're still moving forward. You're taking action on the next possible thing. Like you talk about being discouraged when things don't go your way.
Yeah.
Sport is full of that.
Yeah.
And it's like if you don't know how to lose well, you can't win.
Yeah.
And I think almost if you see dips as a loss, and that's the end of it, then you won't ever grow.
Yeah.
But if you see dips as the opportunity to be like, okay, there are different things that have happened that has led to this dip.
Yeah.
Is this important enough to get yourself back on track?
Yeah.
What are the action steps, right?
For
for us, this in terms of the project, the action step is continue filming. Continue editing for you to continue running. And then when you get close to the place where you want to be and you do need to adjust, then you adjust.
But I think the accountability helps.
Massively.
For this project to quit.
Massively.
For this project to quit, we both have to quit.
Yeah.
Because I think there's definitely we both keep each other accountable on the meeting and getting things done.
Yeah.
But the only way, I think May, we both quit. That's or we both kind of rendered.
We both accepted that it might not happen.
Yeah, it might not happen, right?
Yeah.
But in order for this to, and I think that's why the accountability helps, kind of help when we dip to have that.
Hey, let's go. Let's keep going. Yeah.
Because
I mean, that's being a good teammate.
Yeah. So I think that's been a positive learning, just the importance of accountability and the goals that we pursue.
Can you imagine being the accountability, being like, you're the reason why I screwed up, dude.
If we fell together, I guess, in terms of that. But yeah, I think it helps out. I think knowing that like I wouldn't want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
If I failed my half marathon. Right? Like, because we're friends, you would be like, oh, remember that one time we tried to do this? Oh, man. I want to talk about...
you don't want to talk about this time as like a failure?
Yeah, I want to talk about wins. When we look back, that's why it's like, it'd be nice. I'm looking forward when we get it done, because we'll look back, and let's say this, like, we filmed the 12 episode and we never did, but it'd be a win for us.
Yeah, because that was the goal.
Yeah, that was the goal. And I think we're both, even though we're like big picture, in terms of alignment, we're aligned as to we both have a goal. Our goals are different, but it's a goal, right?
Yeah.
And we both, and though it's different, we're both keeping each other accountable along the way. And I think there's a joy in that once we get this done, we're both going to be able to celebrate together.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
You
That'll
know?
be episode 10, 11, 12.
12.
How to celebrate.
Yeah, how to celebrate. Yeah. No, yeah. Enjoy the win in terms of that, and then we'll move on to the next thing of whatever that might be. So maybe we could end there. What do you mean? Do you think that's a good end of just enjoying the journey of the ups and downs of it?
Yeah. Or if there's like a leading question that you and I can sit and reflect on, or if anyone's watching can also consider.
Who's your accountability on your on your goals? And it doesn't necessarily have to be the same goal.
Yeah.
It could just be someone that is walking with you and pursuing a goal at the same time, and you keep each other accountable.
Yeah. And what do you need accountability for? Maybe identifying that as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not as complicated as it needs to be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. For
sure. Like, oh man, I need accountability for all this like random stuff, and you're just you doing good? Yeah.
Okay. Get it done. Get it done.
Cool.
All right.
Let's get it done. All right.
Good episode.
See you next episode.
Ba-da-ba.
Okay. Forget.
This would be for our patronage. What is it? Patreon?
Patreon members only.
Lesson from Ange. This is actually a lesson. I think if you think about it, he prioritized. He got criticized. And that's going to be, you're going to look at it. He said he gave up on the league and went all in on the Euro.
Because he knew it was possible.
Because he knew it was possible.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks on sometimes we got to consider maybe some goals a loss.
Yeah.
And pursue the things that are, because that are still of value to us.
Yeah.
And go, that I can do.
Yeah.
I think that's huge. That's huge. That's a leadership lesson. That's a goal lesson of like, especially when you have so many things, right?
Yeah.
That are happening along the way, and you see them as like, once they start falling off.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's almost like, that's why I think it's hard to win or to do multiple things, because they all require so much of us.
Yeah.
And once you just shift all of that to one thing.
Yeah.
It might hurt a little bit if we don't succeed.
Yeah.
Right? But that's part of it, because you're like, man, I was all in.
Yeah.
But the fact that I think there's something to be said of like just reshifting everything towards one priority.
Yeah.
And getting to that place. Because all it did, it set them up and put them in a place to do something they've never done in their club's history.
And I think he also identified what was important to the club, to its fans. Maybe not to its owners.
Fans. I would say the fans.
Not to its owners.
Not to its owners, but the fans.
But to the fans, it was the right thing to pursue. Because I think ultimately, you have to argue, it's like, would 15th have been better than 17th? No.
Yeah.
And that's literally the extent of success in the Premier League, right? And yeah. Cheers, Ange. Cheers, mate. Thomas Frank. It's not a bad replacement, I guess.
Not bad.
Wow, from an Arsenal fan.
Yeah. Suffering.
Get your light bulbs ready for next season.
Now I gotta get my Arsenal cup.
I want to see. Oh yeah, Hong Kong. That's the next episode.
We should do it at the.
We'll do it at the stadium. Let's do it.